guys, Kathy here. Today I'm bringing you another review, and this review is for the company Stila, and it is their In the Know palette. So they released various, I think they released probably four or five palettes which are the in the range. So they've got the In the Know palette, they've got the In the Garden, In the Light. So the reason why I only got this palette is it's all matte, and I'm a huge fan of matte eyeshadows. I just love the way they look and go on, so I thought I'd try and see what Stila's matte range were like. I hadn't tried any of their eyeshadows before, but I got this probably about two to 3 months ago, and I've absolutely loved it. It's been, the range of colours they've got in here are beautiful. They're all neutral. They've got a good range from your lights to your darks. So in terms of its packaging, it's just a light cardboard material with a magnet clasp which closes there, and then you open her up and you've got a mirror and then an eyeshadows and an eyeliner, which I'll go through later. So these are the eyeshadows, and like I said, they are neutral, but they are mostly on the warm side of the palette. There is a couple of cooler toned shades, but yeah, most of them are warmer toned. So I will go through and swatch these and tell you a little bit about them, but just running through the colours, you've got air, wind, desert, clay, earth, driftwood, fire, rain, smoke, and ebony. So one thing I really like, particularly with the lights, is usually with the highlight colour, they'll either give you a cool toned highlight or a warm toned highlight. And so if you're on the other side of the spectrum, it looks a little funky on your eyes. It looks like you haven't matched your colours properly. This palette, they actually give you two highlight colours. One's a cool and one's a warm tone. So the air colour is a cool toned highlight and wind is a warm toned highlight. So very, very good about that. In terms of their pigmentation, they're probably not the highest pigmented shadows I've ever seen, but they're very good and you can build the colour, so you just have to have a little bit of patience with them. But one thing with them, they're not, I'm not going to say they're powdery, but they are fragile. So I've found that as soon as you just touch your brush to the pan, you start getting bits of the eyeshadow breaking off. So it's very important that when you do use this palette, you just touch your brush in, apply your makeup. If you need more, go back and touch it again, instead of digging into the pan and trying to get more product onto your brush, because if you do that, you'll run through the eyeshadows so quickly because you will lose so much of it because they'll just break apart. In terms of its cost, I got this from beautybay.com, which is obviously one of my favourite sites to get higher end makeup. They ship all over the world and it's always free, so whatever cost you're paying for your makeup, that's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about then exorbitant shipping fees. They're fairly quick, so I usually get mine within 2 to 3 weeks of buying, and I live in regional Queensland, so it's not like I'm in a big city where they can just fly it there. But yes, this cost $37, so it's obviously not a cheap palette, but considering you're getting, what is it, 10 eyeshadows, it's not too bad. I mean, the naked palettes are 10 eyeshadows and you pay $55 for it, so then certainly not, it's not an exorbitant rate. And you get, it's 14 grams total of eyeshadow. So I guess what, 1.4 grams of eyeshadow per pan, which again is not too bad. That's pretty much a full-size eyeshadow, so not too bad. You also get a waterproof smudge stick eyeliner in Halfmoon. Now I left it upstairs, so I'll have to go and get it, but I will show it to you. But it is sort of a bluey grey sparkly eyeliner. Now, I know some people probably would have preferred to have a black or a brown eyeliner to go with this palette, just because it's more usable. A blue-grey is obviously great for smoky looks, but for every day it can be a little bit much. But I have so many brown and black eyeliners, I don't have anything like it, so I was actually really pleased because it gives me something extra to work with my makeup kit. But I can understand that some people would have been going, this isn't really what I would have wanted in terms of an eyeliner. Anyway, I'll go through and do these swatches for you now.
Air is a pale pinky beige colour. This is the cool toned highlight for the palette. It is very finely milled, well, all of them are. Wind is a soft, warm peach highlight. This is a great highlight for those with darker or warm toned skin. Desert is a soft tan colour with warm undertones. I use this primarily as my blending colour up before I put the highlight on, as it matches my skin tone perfectly. However, there is a bit of fallout with this colour. Clay is a warm, very light brown. It has fairly strong pink undertones to it. It is not overly pigmented, but again, it makes a lovely blending colour. Earth is a dark chocolate brown. It is probably the most, if not the second most, pigmented colour of the palette. However, with its pigmentation also comes with fallout, as the powder is incredibly finely milled. It seems to just melt into the skin. Driftwood is a mid-true brown. Like all of them, absolutely beautiful colour, finely milled, melts into the skin, and this one doesn't have as much fallout as Earth does. Fire, as its name suggests, is a red. I'd call it a rich, earthy red brown, sort of like some of the soils you can get in volcanic areas. Just an absolutely beautiful colour. Rain is a creamy, cool tone brown. It's quite light. You can still use this as a blending colour, particularly if you have darker skin tones. Smoke is just a mid-tone charcoal grey. Again, not as pigmented as some of the other colours, but it makes for a great smoky eye. And Ebony is just a matte black. Now, again, its pigmentation could definitely have been better. The colour is buildable and it does not have as much fallout as some of the other colours. However, if you're wanting a true rich matte black, this probably isn't the colour for you. As stated before, Halfmoon is a deep blue-grey colour. So as you can see from these swatches, all of them are very soft, incredibly finely milled eyeshadows. They are quite fragile, and so some of them do give significant quantities of fallout.
So yes, I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what the colours are in the pan, as well as the eyeliner. Do I think it's worth it? If you have lots and lots of matte colours already, it's probably not worth it in that sense. The colours aren't that unique. But if you haven't got much in the way of a matte palette or matte eyeshadows in your collection, this is certainly a very nice palette because it does have a full range from your lights to your darks. You can create full looks with the palette. You don't need to go and select eyeshadows from other areas. Hello, kitty. Really? Is that right? Do you want to say hello? Come here, boy. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. No, you're so cute. Come here. Yeah. Good boy. Oh, look at the kitty. You're a good boy. Yes. Oh, yes. Anyway, good boy. Where was I? Yes, so anyway, yes, particularly if you are on the warmer toned side of skin colours, this palette is fantastic. So I think that pretty much covers anything. If you have any questions about this palette, as always, please don't hesitate to ask. This will probably be my last video for a little while. I'm actually going travelling overseas for a couple of weeks, and of course when I get back I'm going to be tired and wrecked, and I'll have a lot of stuff to catch up with work, so filming's probably going to have to take a back seat for a little while, but I do promise to get back into it as soon as I can. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!